Up YouTube? This is Draw Ya CWS where I get a lot off my chest. Welcome back to another video. We're going to talk about how to beware of the love of money. As we know in the scriptures, that's from First Timothy chapter 6. The love of money is the root of all evil. And the reason why it is the root of all evil because it makes you do things that you normally wouldn't do. It makes you sin. And when you have that love for money that you should be having for the love for the Most High and for your fellow neighbor, it causes your body and your mind to really have a spiritual change. It calibrates you into thinking that money is your satisfaction, is going to make you happy, it's going to make you live a better life. And of course, we know money does make you have an easier life and it makes things a lot more convenient for you. But when you love money in an inordinate way, it causes you to make decisions that are going to compromise you and compromise other people around you. And sometimes, unfortunately, it can lead you to your demise. And this is what this story today, this woman, she was an alleged sex worker and she was going to get flown out to Houston, where unfortunately she wasn't able to come back home. So they're going to talk about the video. I'm going to give my 2 cents on.
Disturbing details are continuing to emerge regarding a man now charged with murdering and dismembering a woman. This is after taking her to his West Houston apartment. Fox 26's Dominic Heath joining us live with a warning for thousands of Houstonians. Dominic.
Yeah, according to court records, Felicia Johnson and the man now charged with her murder, they agreed to meet up on Snapchat, and he was supposed to pay her $500. That's according to court records. Well, she hasn't been seen since, and tonight there is a warning for the thousands of Houstonians who work in the sex industry.
That's always a red flag when you meet someone over social media. You really have to get to know them for a while before you actually meet them. Um, Especially Snapchat, where it's a lot of just messaging. It's not really a chance where you can get to see them or talk to them like that. But that's just always a red flag when you meet people on social media. You really got to get to know these people because they hide behind their profiles. People hide in general when you meet them in person, let alone on social media.
Anybody can become a victim of a villain.
That's the first point Precinct 1 Human Trafficking Victim Services Director Catherine Griffin wants to drive home. Let the murder of 24-year-old Felicia Johnson be a learning lesson.
She was 24 years old, man. That's crazy. For $500, man. She lost her life. And that's why it's like, man, I say this all the time, so-called black man, you gotta protect your seed, man. You gotta protect your daughters. You gotta protect your sons, man. But our daughters, man, the women are in general, they are naturally curious. They are naturally inclined to flashy things, to wealth, to money, to fame. And you have to teach them that, wealth is good if it's given, if it's obtained righteously. You don't want to get dishonest gain. We have to teach our daughters to understand that money is a tool. It's not a god. And unfortunately, I don't think she was taught that.
And don't think it can't happen to you.
It is so dangerous, and every media outlet should be screaming from the rooftops on how dangerous this is, and let stories like this be known.
Chukwuebuka Uwabido is
Uwabido, that's actually an Igbo name, Nigerian. It's the Igbo tribe in Nigeria. But yeah, this guy, I mean, you can tell he doesn't probably get a lot of women. Um, and that's why a lot of people got to be careful out here. There's a growing population of men who don't get women on a regular basis, and they're kind of having a lot of resentment towards women in general. Maybe they've been hurt or been played, and they're growing into a lot of hate towards the woman. And you got to be careful around some of these dudes out here, man. Not everybody has good intentions in general, but there's a growing number of men who really don't like the female sex in general. You gotta be careful, especially with guys who it looks like he just saw her as a transaction. So he probably didn't have any respect for her from the beginning.
Is now charged with murdering and dismembering Felicia Johnson after investigators say her blood was found in his apartment. Court documents show she was last seen April 16th leaving her hotel in an Uber paid for by Uwabido. On April 17th, investigators say he bought a handheld and a power saw, towels, and trash bags. And according to court records, even as Uwabido searched the internet for things like, can bleach destroy DNA, and the most forested part of Houston, he also Googled Houston escorts. And there,
So this was premeditated. He was planning this. So he wanted to just get his rocks off by killing the chick. That's what he was doing. So man, some dudes they just crazy like that, man.
there are tens of thousands here.
I would estimate and say anywhere from 70 to
When I say crazy, I mean spiritually disturbed.
80,000 sex industry workers daily.
That's a lot, just in Houston, Harris County.
Yes.
Griffin wants sex workers to do a few things to stay safe, such as don't meet at a client's home. But most of all, she wants you to know help getting out of this industry is available.
It's very vitally important that individuals know to reach out to us so that we can help.
And unfortunately, I mean, the biggest thing we have to do to protect our daughters from getting into that industry is by teaching them that their body and their life is precious. They can't just give it away to anybody. That's how we protect our children, especially our daughters, from getting caught up in this mess. They're being taught, to be sexually liberated, and you know, their their vagina is basically used for monetary transaction. We have to teach our daughters that they're precious, that they're valued, that they're worth more than just their sexual exterior. That's how we prevent things like that. Unfortunately, this sister, she probably wasn't taught that at all. But yeah, it's just a video, just a warning. Brothers who may have daughters or female relatives to help them stay on the right path, and any women that may be listening to this video, you know, just don't get caught up in that lifestyle. Don't make money your God. All right, and just keep the Most High first. Let's see what else they gotta say.
Precinct 1 can help with everything from treatment to therapy to housing and finding a job. We have contact information for them on our website. Felicia Johnson's body, by the way, still hasn't been found, and her accused killer is still on the run. Reporting live near downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
Yeah, so she still is gonna have to be found. It's still waiting for justice. So hopefully she gets justice, man. They catch that dude. All right, man. Peace. Actually, this is a continuation of that video. This is a scripture I wanted to just bring out to kind of give the video some more context. So this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. So contentment is the state of being. Happiness, joy, sadness, loneliness. Those are things that kind of emotional, momentary states of being or emotions. Uh, Contentment is what we should all be striving for, especially as men. We should all strive to be content, because when we're content, things don't really move us. Even if we have a certain emotion, we're content because we're not struggling from day to day. We know when we wake up, things are going to be the same for the most part, most how women. But we know things are going to be the same because we plan things accordingly. So that's what we should be striving for: contentment and godliness, living right. Verse 7: For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. This is the same sentiment Job had after he lost his family and his wealth. He said, "Naked I came into this world, naked I shall leave." We have to have that mentality, that understanding that we may do a lot in this world, we may gain wealth, but at the end of the day, we can't take it when we're gone. Take it with us when we're gone. So it's best we understand that money is a tool, it's not a God. Verse 9: But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So when you desire to be rich, especially to have that quick money, you end up compromising your decision making. You end up compromising your soul. You do things that you normally wouldn't do. You'll lie, you'll steal, you'll kill. You'll even put yourself in a position to be killed, like the unfortunately like the sister in the video did. So that's why it's like you don't want to be so quick to get rich. You want to be the best that you can, use your gifts, and if you gain wealth, that's a blessing. But wealth is a tool. Wealth can help, help your situation. It can help people around you. You can do a lot with wealth, but you want to get it through a righteous life. You don't want to get it through ill-gotten gain. Verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So we know money is not evil in itself because, like I said, it's a tool. But the love of money that's when you get into trouble because you giving the love that you should be giving to the Most High and your neighbor to to an object that's not it's not real. Especially the money that we have. We use fiat currency. Our money's not backed with silver and gold, so it's fiat currency. We're really playing with monopoly money. The Federal Reserve gives it the monetary value, and as we see, we're in inflation right now, heading towards a recession, allegedly. But the money is not really worth much, and as we keep going into this spiraling down economy, the dollar is going to get devalued more and more into the end. But you know, that's what I say. Don't risk your life for this type of money because it's not even real at the end of the day. Verse 11. But thou, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. And that's what we should be striving for: the fruits of the spirits, and living a right life, a righteous life, or a life of right living. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to save us. It's not going to be our money. It's going to be our deeds that we do, and that's going to be from the mercy of the Most High, that He looks down upon our actions and He has mercy on us. So that's what's going to save us. It's not going to be our wealth. It's not going to be our money. And those who trust in their money, they're going to fail because the money's failing. So they're going to fail with it. And this is Proverbs 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. And that's what's, like I said, it's going to save us, man. It's the righteous living, because Most High, He's going to acknowledge that. He's not going to acknowledge your wealth. He's going to acknowledge your lifestyle, your decisions, your actions, the choices that you made, So that's what we want to live a life that's pleasing to Him. And then there's another proverb. I think it's Proverbs 30. I think around like the fifth verse or so, where it says like, "Do not give me riches and do not give me poverty." That verse is very important too. Or I think, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's Proverbs 30, verse 7, where it says, "Two things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, Who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of the God, my God, in vain." So that's, when we think we have so much money, we become so content with our life or be so comfortable with our life that we almost see the money as our God. We're like, well, I got everything I want. Why do I need the Most High? And that's what a lot of people are trusting in. They're trusting in their riches. They're trusting in their 401k, their retirement plan, and all that's failing. So a lot of people who have faith in that, they're going to lose their mind because, they put all their stocks, their stock in their stocks basically. And, that's not going to save them on the day of disaster or the day of wrath. So that's why we have to keep the Most High first, and we have to do what's pleasing to Him so He can look down on us and have mercy, especially in these last days. Because Most High, that's going to be our wisdom and our stability in these last days. It's not going to be our money. So brothers, just try to watch out for that. Make sure if you have daughters or family relatives, try to keep them away from that love of money spirit, and just try to make the right decision. All right, man. Peace.